G'day guys, today we're having a look at the VK100.01. I would rather call it the Mini Mouse because that's what it is. It's like a mini mouse. It's not quite as well armored as the mouse, of course, although that is very well powered as of 9.19. But this tank is a very formidable tank with its armor, but it also is quite weak in some areas. So I'm going to tell you exactly today how you can take this tank out on the battlefield and ruin its day rather than it ruining yours. So if we have a look at the front of this tank, we can see that its upper plate is very well armored, 200mm, sloped back at about 50 degrees. It is very well armored indeed. If it angles like this, its side armor becomes 130mm. Well, it is 130mm. That is really hard to penetrate. Even if it over angles like this tank can be a hard cookie to crack. Having said that, its lower frontal plate is weak as shit. If you load premium rounds, which I don't like to say to do, but really, if your tank doesn't have very great penetration, you're a tier 6, tier 7, if you load the premium rounds, have over 220mm of penetration, you should be able to go through this area down here. Also, the cupola on the top can be seen as a weak spot. It does have good armor in general at 220mm, but it is very flat, so if you have more penetration you should be able to go through this pretty easily indeed. But that lower frontal plate is a killer for this tank. If you have the opportunity to shoot at it, do shoot at it. If you don't have enough penetration, load premium rounds and shoot at it. You should be able to go through this tank in this area here. It is really weak, guys. If you get this tank side on, Bob's your uncle. Shoot the side of it. Do not shoot this lower area down here. It is spaced armor upon spaced armor, 100mm of spaced armor indeed, so don't shoot it down here, just shoot it up in this area here. And it is a big tank, guys, so you shouldn't have too much trouble. You should be able to go through as well. Try not to shoot the turret. It is pretty well armored in some places, so you don't really want to take your chances there. You might as well just shoot the side of this tank and get through. Although if all you have is, for instance, the side of the turret here, by all means shoot the side of the turret as opposed to here. You're going to be able to go through easier. But if you don't, if you have the tank side on like so, then just aim for this area here and you should be able to go through. Rear of this tank also really bad. There is a bit of spaced armor here, so try not to fire any high explosive, although you wouldn't because it's still 80mm to 120mm of armor on the back, so you're not going to be able to go through with most high explosive rounds anyway. But don't shoot high explosive with this tank anywhere is the real take-home advice from there. But if you do, just shoot the back here. Anywhere up here, don't shoot the tracks. They are big tracks, guys, so be careful. You don't want your shells eaten up by the tracks, so that does happen sometimes. But yeah, shoot up here or down here, but don't shoot the tracks. And also the back of the turret is very weak indeed. But again, guys, if you see this tank at the front, shoot it down at the bottom. Even if it's angled well, it's not going to be angled well enough to be able to bounce a lot of the shots. However, it can bounce quite a lot of shots, guys, so do be careful. And if it's side scraping, I should mention, just shoot the cupola up here. That will be your best bet, unfortunately, so you might have to load the premium rounds. There's not much more I can say. If you don't have the penetration, guys, as much as I do have to say, you might just have to. So thank you guys so much for watching this quick armor review of this tank, and I hope you can take this out effectively on the battlefield. Thanks, guys.